Hi, my name is Jeff Cody. I'm an insurance and financial advisor, and in this video, I want to talk to you about inflation. Now, we've all felt it. Doesn't matter if you're very, very wealthy or if you're moderately wealthy and you make a nice living, you feel inflation every time we go to the store. So, what does that mean to your future financial life? Well, that's what I want to show you in this video. I don't think anybody actually really knows the full effect of inflation, nor do people actually know what the real rate of inflation is. So let's take a look at what the government does. They put out a ridiculously low number. They do that on their measurements, they do that by omitting food and energy. That all started in the 1990s. They do that basically to keep the outflow of money as low as possible when it comes to Social Security adjustments. But here in the real world, we feel inflation at a much higher rate than what the government says. So I don't know if you're familiar with something called the rule of 72, but if you take a number and divide it into 72, it will tell you how long it takes for things to double. Well, if inflation is 7%, 7 goes into 72 10 times. That means the cost of living could potentially double every 10 years. What takes $100,000 a year today will take 200,000, and in 20 years will take 400,000. Everyone, no matter how much you're worth, no matter how much you make, everyone is going to need more money. That's what I want to get across in this video is it's time to get serious and stop following the mainstream of what everyone else is doing and get serious about your future financial life. There's only two ways around inflation. Number one, don't lose money. Number two, more money. More money, more cash, more everything, more savings. But when you live with a finite amount of money, how do you do that? Well, you find money that you're losing to taxes and corporations, debt, the way you pay for financial products, mortgages, so on and so forth. If we can find a dollar, what's the rate of return on that? 100%, right? So there's power, there's velocity in finding money by plugging holes in buckets and stopping the leaks. There's power in that. So I want to talk to you about inflation on a calculator. I want you to see this because it's very important. We're going to pretend that you have two worlds to choose from to live in. We're going to look at a 30-year period. We're going to make you age 35. We're going to pretend that you have $100,000 to invest. And we're going to assume that you can make a 6% rate of return. Now, here are the two worlds. You get to choose which one you want to live in. Do you want to live in a world that has a 52% tax rate? Or do you want to live in a world that has 3% inflation? Let's look at the world that we're taxed more than half. So if I type in 52%, we're going to see down here at the bottom that that amount comes to 234,000. So 100,000 gross that we would have earned would have been 574, and half of that would be 234,000, a little bit less than half. Now, let's take a look at what 3% inflation does over 30 years. Now we're at 236,000. Are you seeing my point? The point is that from now on, I want you to think about inflation as a silent tax running in the background. And if inflation was 3%, it'd be like a 50% tax. Is inflation 3% or could it be much higher? What if it was 6? That's 100% over 30 years. That's how serious this is. And I want you to watch my intro video on how we help people find money that they're losing unknowingly and unnecessarily and get them out of this trap of fulfilling needs. And let's get you planning things on your future financial life around wants. And let's get your income up. Let's get your savings up. Our national savings rate across the board is anywhere between 20 and 30% saved versus the national average of only being able to save around 4% of your income. Our clients are doing much better and they're doing it painlessly. So I hope this video helps. If we can help you in any way, please don't hesitate. Reach out, get on my calendar. It's only about a 10 or 15-minute call in the beginning stages, and you know within the first 2, 3 minutes if this is for you and your family, your business, and your loved ones. Thank you for watching.